All right. So this has been an eventful day, or couple days, and we are going to attempt to depart today. So 124.475. 124.47.
2.4, altimeter 3012. Expected visual approach, landing and departing runway 32 left and 32 right. Departing aircraft, traffic advisory or Bravo airspace entry, inform ground control. Advise contacting Juliet.
At what?
Chris Airport Station Juliet. 1453 Zulu, wind 31010, visibility 10. 1,300 scattered, temperature 2.4, altimeter 3012. Expected visual approach, landing and departing runway 32 left and 32 right. Departing aircraft, traffic advisory or Bravo airspace entry, inform ground control. Advise contacting Juliet.
All right, so 121.6 is our ground. And from there, we're going to need tower 120.7. And Crystal Ground, Twin Commander 680 Romeo.
Twin Commander 680 Romeo, Crystal Ground, I have your clearance.
Go ahead.
Twin Commander 0 Romeo, cleared to the Greenville, Kentucky Airport as filed. Maintain 3,000, expect 1010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency will be 126.5 and squawk 2436.
All right, so that's cleared as filed. Maintain 3,000, expect 11 and 10, 126.5, and 2436 for the squawk for 0 Romeo.
Commander 0 Romeo, readback is correct. Just advise you when you're ready to taxi out.
Will do. All right. So now we got tower in, and we're going to go ahead and put in 3012. 3012. Get our, we're on 150. 50. Go ahead down here and bring in our flight plan. Activate that. And Crystal Ground, Twin Commander 680 Romeo, ready to taxi.
Twin Commander 680 Romeo, Crystal Ground, runway 32 left, taxi via Alpha and Echo.
Alpha and Echo to 32 left, 0 Romeo.
And Twin Commander 0 Romeo, just verify you have ATIS.
All right, let's see if she's going to run smoother today. All right, we got suction. Got electric. Pull it back a little bit here and cycle the props. It's cold, usually cycle them a few times just to make sure they're all good. All right, so now we're going to take our gear off. We're going to put our flaps down a notch. get our fuel pumps turned on. Leave those off on the ground, get our lights on. Make sure we got control here. Go ahead and put 126. Actually, hold on. Go ahead and flip over to the tower. Go ahead and get 126.5. Our box. Alright, all the cylinders are warm. And Crystal Tower, Twin Commander 680 Romeo, holding short runway 32 left.
Twin Commander 680 Romeo, Crystal Tower, cross runway 32 left, runway 32 right, line up and wait awaiting IFR release.
Cross 32 left and hold short of 32 right, 0 Romeo. Alright, nobody coming.
Commander 0 Romeo, turn left heading 270, runway 32 right, clear for takeoff.
Left to 270 and clear for takeoff, 0 Romeo. Nobody coming. Alright, let's see what she does. Fuel pumps are on. Oil pressures are good. Oil pressures are good on both engines. Fuel flow is good. Gears up. Turn left to 270. Flaps are up. Climbing to 3,000. Pull it back to 40 inches. 33,000 RPM.
Commander 0 Romeo, contact Minneapolis departure, have a good flight.
Thank you, y'all. Have a good day. And departure, Twin Commander 680 Romeo, 2000 for 3000.
Number 680 Romeo, Minneapolis departure, identify, maintain 3000.
So we're at 11,000 and she's running like a champ. It's about 27 degrees up here and we're doing about 200 knots, 198 knots. So it's cruising along pretty good, got a nice tailwind. So we're still at 11,000, still doing 200 knots. Picking up a little bit of ice. It's not really, it looks like we're going to get into some storms up here in another 45 minutes or so. So we'll see what happens when we get up there. It's still about 25 degrees up here. So if it's raining, we're probably going to get in the ice, and it's kind of passing over our path right now. So I don't know if we'll try to skirt around the east side of it or not, but at the moment we've still got our tailwind, so we're keep taking advantage of it. So we are at the storm, or we're about 25 miles or so from the start of it. I've come down to 9,000 feet. The temp's about 45 degrees now, so there's no worry about icing, but it looks like it might get a little bumpy. There's quite a bit of activity down here at the bottom. I'm thinking our timing is going to get us right in the middle of the two big sails. The strongest one though is back here at the back. So, but I think we're going to punch through in front of it.
all aircraft Invictus to commit 4 Central valid until 1955 for Illinois from 20 miles west of Adders VOR to 30 miles west-southwest of Terre Haute VOR to 60 miles west-northwest of Pocket City to 30 miles east-northeast of St. Louis to 20 miles west of Adders. Area thunderstorms moving from 250 at 30 knots, tops above flight level 450.
So we're in the middle of the storm now, and we're shooting to get right through the middle here. I think we're going to be okay. We may have to turn west just a little bit. I don't want to get too close to that thunderstorm, but I think we're about 35 miles or so from getting through it. It looks like another sail building up down here, but once we get through this thing, then we can shoot off to the east a little bit if we need to. So we're slowly moving through it. We're only doing about 172 knots over the ground now, so we got quite a headwind. But so far the timing is looking good on here, and the storm scope's backing it up. So hopefully it won't get too rough. And
Number 0 Romeo Romeo, entering an area of moderate precipitation for 5 miles along the route of flight, and scattered cells of moderate precipitation for the next 30 miles along your route at your 10 to 11 o'clock, and 40 miles extreme precipitation, 20 miles in diameter.
yeah, we're watching it, and we're probably going to deviate to the west just a little bit here in a minute.
Roger, just let me know if you need that.
Will do. Right now, we're going to pass right off the end of this heavy rain, which is what he's warning us about. It's out here at about 10 o'clock. We can't see it because we're in the middle of the clouds, but the storm scope's got it over here on our left, and then we've got the big storm that's over here on our right. And it's kind of worked out, so you can kind of see it's going to end up trying to head us off. So once we get past this point, we may turn to the west just a little bit, to the east. And depending on if it starts raining really hard, I may end up having to turn to the west just a little bit to try to get out of the big one on our left. So we got a pretty narrow spot to punch through here.
The R now for 36.
It looks, we've got another airplane here, 1,600 feet under us.
Holden, is that correct?
That it looks like we're going to be passing here in a minute, but they're punching right through
that's correct. Thank you.
the perfect spot.
Mike, clear direct Holden intersection, maintain 2,600 until Holden cleared RNAV runway 36 approach at the Grenville Airport.
All right, would you give us a vector toward that while we're putting it in?
So I'm going to go ahead.
That's straight south to your position. I'm unable vectors for the fix.
And turn to the right just a little bit. And Twin Commander 680 Romeo Romeo is going to deviate about 10 degrees to the west.
American 2036, Kansas City Center, climb and maintain, flight level 230.
So, looks like we...
Anybody else call?
Yeah, 680 Romeo Romeo, just letting you know we're deviating to the west about 10 degrees for the next 10 miles.
Number 0 Romeo Romeo, roger, deviation west, of course, approved. When able, proceed direct Mike 21.
Yep, we'll let you know in a few minutes. Well, we punched through. Everything worked out perfect. Nothing majorly extreme. So now we've got some pop-up storms that we're going to have to deal with for the next 45 minutes or so, and then it looks like it clears up after that. We got about an hour out from my first stop to get some gas, and then we'll leave from there and going into Atlanta. But the trip is going along just perfect, and the engines are running really good. Everything is doing perfect. Well, we're about 40 minutes out, 120 miles. The clouds just aren't going to give us a break, though. They're just everywhere. There's not any more storms, but it's a lot of build-ups. There's holes in between that you can kind of pick your way through, but it looks like it goes down probably to 5,000 feet or so. It's really interesting because all of the airports on ForeFlight, they're all reporting ceilings of 8,000. I flew over one a moment ago that had a 10,000 foot ceiling for the clouds, but the airport, I'm at 9,000 feet, and the airport, the clouds over the airport had to have been 4,000 feet. You could, I don't know if it's not updating or what's going on, but
Upper Cumberland Regional traffic, Baron 13 Zulu is 5 south, being entering a left downwind to land on 22 Upper Cumberland Regional.
And Warren County traffic, Twin Commanders final, runway 32, Warren County. Sorry, 23.